Good evening, RISD families. Welcome to Parent University, where we will connect, we will learn, we will grow and succeed. My name is Miguel Benitez, and I am the RISD Family Engagement Director. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to work with you, and we're also very excited about our journey to elevate family engagement with an end goal of increasing student success across the district. Your meaningful engagement will make a significant impact in the lives of our children. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But before I do, I just want to quickly let you know that today's topic, of course, is going to be on creating home learning environments. Joining me as a co-presenter is Ms. Laura Blatson. She's an elementary support counselor. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to Laura. Laura, do you want to share some things about your experience and how we're going to help families learn about home learning environments?
Sure. Thank you, Miguel. I'm glad to be here tonight. My name is Laura Blatzheim. I am the Elementary Counselor Support Specialist for Richardson. So I support all of the elementary counselors. There's about 56 elementary counselors, so I support all of them. I also work very closely with our secondary counselor support, Nikki Howell, as well as our director, Dr. Summer Martin. And then we have a program specialist who does a lot of things related to college and career readiness, Ms. Brenda Mikesell. So I have been a counselor. This is my 16th year as a school counselor. I was a elementary counselor for 12 years at both Wallace Elementary and then Big Springs. And then I've been in this position as the elementary support for about 3 years. Before that, I taught kind of everything from first grade to 8th grade, all different kinds of classes. Mostly I taught reading, and then I was self-contained. So I am also a parent. I have 5 children. I'm a his and hers and ours family. I have 3 stepchildren and 2 children. So I come into this with some knowledge and some experience, and I'm right there with a lot of you with the stress of the virtual and the virtual world that we're in. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask us as we're going along. And as a counselor, my goal is for your kids to feel safe and to not be so anxious or stressed, and to kind of help you to feel like you can have a learning environment at your home right now that is warm and accepting, and a place where your child feels safe to learn. So I'll be sharing some tips from that point of view as we go through here. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you being here. All right, so let's get started. So the best learning environments will make children feel connected and confident by creating a space where they can focus and flourish. So one of the things that, or the things that we're going to share with you are the 5 top tips to create a great home learning environment for virtual learners. But first, make sure you are taking care of yourself to support your child in their learning. Children cannot learn when they are anxious or worried. Provide warmth, empathy, and encouragement as they learn new things in a new setting at home. Children need assurance or reassurance, and they need to know that you are there to help them. Without a specific learning spot, young learners can be easily distracted. A few things to remember with home learning environments is that they see education as a priority in the home. They'll learn that learning occurs everywhere, not just at school, and that they set routines that support independent learning, time, and family planning. So the first thing that we have to do when we create a home learning environment is to designate a place for learning, okay? So do not focus on square footage and the actual space. Think about creating consistency. Create a learning space, create learning spaces that are flexible. For example, you may have an area where you can easily move a folding table or desk into it when it is time to learn. As you plan your learning space, consider an area with a table or a desk and make sure it will accommodate storage as well. Consider learning through movement. Moving around can aid in skill acquisition and lower stress. For breaks, which are essential, consider a safe indoor or outdoor area for stretching and some physical activity. The key is to create a specific routine and spot for your child's learning. At the end of the day, it is most important to show your child that you value learning enough to give it a consistent place in your home. So let's move on to the second top tip, and that's to make sure the place is comfortable. This is necessary for learners to work efficiently. Have different seating options, such as having a bean bag or soft pillow. Make them comfortable. Make sure your area is quiet and calm. No TV, no radios. Make sure the pets aren't getting in the way. Sometimes we have, ambiance, easy listening music. Sometimes that works for our learners. But remember, we don't want to cause distractions. And we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. Make sure it is a well-lit area. Believe it or not, lighting is an important factor in effective learning spaces. In fact, Christopher Alexander, Emeritus Professor of Architecture at UC Berkeley, states that the low levels of light in classroom affected students' ability to regulate their natural cycle of sleep and attention. Another study found that the more natural light or lighting that mimicked natural sunlight, the greater the student's school attendance, achievement, and overall health. In your comfortable area, try to have books readily available. Research shows that children in homes where books are readily available benefit in terms of improved scores from their mere presence. So I just wanted to quickly talk about how important reading, and when we talk about engagement, make sure that you are also reading and that you're also showing these type of positive behaviors, so that because your children are watching this, right? And so it is important for you to show them that you also what you want them to see. And so yes,
explain the interpretation again. I think we had some people come on after you said that, and I think they're asking.
No worries, no worries. So if you'll just excuse me for a brief moment. Por favor, si están queriendo oír la traducción en español, con su mouse van a colocar el cursor en la parte inferior de la pantalla, ¿ok? Y cuando pongan su cursor allí, se va a abrir un menú. En el menú va a estar un globito. Ese globito, ese círculo, vayan con su cursor y allí va a ver que se van a abrir la idioma. Haga clic en la idioma español. Y así es como va a poder oír la presentación en español. So let's see. So we're talking about reading and the importance of modeling that behavior or modeling reading. Parents, your children need to see this. So this is a very important one. And I can't stress to you how important reading is in the family, especially for young children. They need to see this. So anyway, we were talking about having books readily available. Just have plenty of them around. So the next thing, we need to include stress relievers to help your learner focus. Simple tactile tools such as a sealed bag of rice or Velcro circles can engage distracted learners. So if your child likes to move around, give them something that will keep their attention focused, and make sure that they have these things around for them. Much like adults, children need to have a comfortable place to work. You do not want the space to double as a play space. This can become a focus issue for learning, and supplies can also dwindle. Okay. So the third top tip we want to share with you is the most impactful thing is to make your space, your students, your learners' space fun. So you can make it very personalized, and that's important. Be sure the space plays into their interests and encourages your child to learn. Make it colorful. Have educational posters, pictures, artwork, or fun things that make the space fun, but educational. The fourth tip that we want to provide is really important, and that's really to create a space. To create a space for supplies. This is an essential part of the home learning environment. So we don't want to be losing precious learning time looking for supplies. The learner needs this time to learn. It is distracting to look for supplies. Supplies need to be accessible for children, and they need to know where to find them. So when you're organizing, you do not have to break the bank. Use empty containers and bins to help keep organized. The fifth top tip that we have for you is keeping the space clean and organized. Organization will be your friend. It is important to keep the learning space clean and organized. Make cleaning and organizing a part of your routine. At the end of the day, pick up and put away. This will help create boundaries between learning time and family time. Your home is just as important to a child's education as the schoolhouse. There's a lot of learning that happens within your walls, so do not discredit the instruction that happens at home every day. Make education a part of your daily routine. So at this time, I want to turn the floor to Laura. And Laura, can you add any additional information or tips that we can provide our families with?
Sure, sure. So a couple of just little small tips. The first one is, in thinking about making a learning space. I know in some of the pictures he showed some learning spaces and what kind of to do. And I know this last slide's there's a picture of kind of what not to do. But I know that, throughout the day, their space may get a little messy. I mean, some of us are messier than others. Some people like to stay organized. So just thinking about during those natural transitions is picking up one subject and putting it away and getting the other one out. Some ways that you can organize supplies. Cereal boxes, you can kind of cut off the top and cut around them, and they make a great place to store papers and things. The Dollar Tree is kind of my favorite store for all things organization-wise. They have the best little bins and tubs and cups and things like that. They've got things you can use to decorate with. They've got just all kinds of fun tools. Something that you can do, and thinking about those of you who have multiple children at home, whether they're younger or older, and if maybe the dining room table or somewhere like that is the only space that you have for learning, and you've got 2 or 3 kids at the table as well as yourself, you can get those boards that you use for science fairs. They're trifold display boards, and you can actually set them up between children so that they can't see each other. And so sometimes that's very helpful. The kids can decorate them and put things like their school day schedule. If they're learning words, they can put their word walls on there. They could put teacher information, maybe their teacher's email or how to get into Google Classroom, passwords that they may need. They can put things like that on it, and then they can fold it up at the end of the day and put it away. Couple other things. If you have older children, say junior high or in high school, you may be willing to let them work in their rooms. A couple of things about this is just keep being mindful of what their access is. Yes, they may need their phones to use as a timer, but it may be that they need to turn in any devices other than the computer that they're working on for the day so that they're not playing games and trying to do schoolwork. I know I have a junior in high school, and we allow him to work in his room. And the first day of school, my husband went in and he had his school Chromebook up. He had his regular computer up. He had his phone out, and he had somehow borrowed my iPad that belongs to me at work. And he had all these devices in his room. And so we had to really talk about, you don't need this many devices. So really thinking about, those things that they really need for the school day. A question that came up this afternoon in our session was about breaks. I know that 8 o'clock to 3:30 is a long time for many of our students. And that they feel like they go from class to class to class or all day without many breaks. Is, work with the teacher on that. If you feel like your child needs breaks, work with your teacher on maybe allowing for that, especially if you are planning that and organizing it. We know that it's a long time for kids to sit still. Junior high does not have recess, and so they're used to going from 6th grade to 7th grade, and they lose those recess times. The recess time is the 5-minute passing period. So being sure to put in some time during those passing periods just to get up and stretch, to, maybe run around the house or run up and down the stairs or run outside with the backyard with the dog for a few minutes, just something to every so often take their mind off of it. I know this is stressful, but it can also be good. I think that if we model for our kids that, this is going to be okay, and here's how I'm managing it, and not telling them all the time how stressful it is, then maybe they won't think it is. Maybe they'll continue to think this is okay, and we're going to get through this safely and with grace and with patience and lots of flexibility. So y'all are all doing a great job as parents, and please know that your counselors on your campuses are there for you. for whatever you need. So if you're a virtual only student this semester, your campus, your home campus counselor is still your counselor. So they are all happy to help you, to answer questions, to kind of help you through things that you need help with. So please reach out to them. You can also always reach out to any of us at our offices, and we can help you with those things. So thank you.
Thank you, Laura. That was great. So what we need to continue is just to continue to do is support our kids. Support them as they adapt. And so this is very important because they're having to get used to things just like we are having to get used to some new things. So anything that we can do to make their new experiences great, let's do this. And our families are exceptional, and our ISD families are exceptional, and so we want to continue to help and increase student achievement. Please, if there's anything that we can do, please reach out so that we can support that. Now, before we conclude this session, I want to share with you a great resource for families, and it's called Parent Corner. And so this resource is something that can be accessed through the RISD website. And so what I'm going to do is, if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to let me see, navigate through to the RISD website. If you'll just bear with me, I'm sorry. We'll go to RISD, and if we scroll down on the right-hand side, you'll see Parent Corner. Click on it, and here it is. One of the things that we want to do is just go straight to the menu. You'll see that one of the important tabs that we have here is the digital tools and resources. And so what we have here actually is information about the virtual learning platforms. And there was a presentation last week on this. And so you can access information to help you in these platforms.
Guess what? Last night.
So this is
was open till 9.
So
they said I called them.
So the next thing that I want you to
the doors
look at is our Parent University.
But the main one is still open till 9.
Excuse me. Can you put it on mute for just a second? Let me see. Yeah. Can everyone mute your mics, please? Thank you. Yeah, because we can hear everything. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hold on. Did you see that? I don't know how to mute.
There we go. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
And yeah, everybody can hear. Just double check that.
All right, let's check for audio. Everybody can you hear me? This chat looks good. Okay, so let me just continue to go through the Parent University tab. I apologize for that. And so what I wanted to show you really quickly was the times, dates. Right here is where we're going to post the videos of these sessions. So you're going to be able to access this and you'll have it to watch and to review if you'd like. So this will be available within a 24-hour period. So just, please use this wonderful resource to access, information to help you as you help your student. We have parent resources as well. And what I want to talk to you about is, or share with you, is that we have information on child nutrition, health services, and after-school programs. Please feel free to visit and peruse through this part of the tab. It's going to have wonderful resources for you to help, again, in ensuring that your child is successful. So let's see. At this time, I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you for joining us and, again, taking the time from your busy schedule to, get more information, learn to help our children, because at the end of the day, they're important to us. They're our future, and we need them to be successful. And so I'm going to say this in Spanish, les agradezco bastante que puedan reunirse con nosotros, porque los estudiantes, sus hijos, son muy importantes en nuestro futuro, y ustedes tomaron el tiempo para poder aprender, para poder ayudar a nuestros hijos a tener éxitos, a nuestros hijos, porque ellos son importantes en nuestro futuro. So thank you. This is going to conclude this parent university session. We are going to have this video posted within a 24-hour period for you to view. So we'll see you at the next one. Our next session is September 1st, and it is on Focus. That is our our student information system, where we're going to be able to access grades, attendance, behavior, etc. So we're going to have someone that's going to present on Focus. So we look forward to having you next week, September 1st, and we've got a session at 1 and one at 6. So remember, even if you miss the sessions, we're still going to post them. They're going to be recorded and posted for you to view. So,
do you answer the questions from the chat? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a question.
I'm so sorry. I'm glad that you helped me out with that. Thank you so much.
The question was
Yes.
about more tips for older students. So
Okay.
working with our older kids, because
Yeah, certainly. So working with your middle school, and when we're talking about older kids, we're talking about middle school and high school. And one of the things that we need to remember, and I don't want to go too deep into adolescent development, but one of the things that we need to remember is that our children at that age still need a lot of supervision. They still need guidance. They still need structure, and they need encouragement. So what I would recommend when you're working with middle school and high schoolers is to always stay engaged with them when you're talking to them, how you're going to, work these, work the home learning space or the schedules. They're pretty tight. We just have to remember that, even though the structure looks a little different, the environment is still a little different, we still need to help them move along in an orderly fashion, if you will. And that means, sleeping well, eating well, making sure their assignments are being turned in, that they are asking questions, that they're, being engaged in their courses. That's important. What the actual space would look like is going to be probably very creative. Some of our students, will just have beautiful, ornate, setups. Others might be very simple, very low maintenance type spaces. So it all is going to depend on the individual. But I think at the end of the day, we need, you guys know your children, and you're going to have to be able to work together to provide an efficient and productive space for them. And that is important in the learning process. Is there anything that you would like to add to that, Laura?
Just a couple of things
Yes.
is one, if their learning environment is in their own room,
Mhm.
a couple of things about making sure that their computer is facing the door so that if you walk by, you can see that they are actually doing schoolwork so that it's not because oftentimes if it's not facing you, if you walk in and you have to walk around them to see what they're doing, they have time to kind of click out of whatever game they're playing or website they're on.
Yeah.
So as well as helping them establish routines of getting up. I know after being kind of free to sleep in and kind of do what they want all summer is getting back up, is establishing some incentives for them, whether it's, extra time on a device for a
Mhm.
middle schooler, whether it's, a special activity they want to do. I mean, I know that my own kids, even though they're in high school,
Mhm.
they still love it if I occasionally will leave like a bag of Skittles on their desk in the morning with a
Mm.
note, you can do this. So things like that, maybe getting a special treat that they like for
Mhm.
lunch. I let my kids kind of say, okay, what do you want for your lunches? And
Mhm.
we went to the Walmart together and picked out, my son wanted ramen noodles, which is not always the healthiest, but he can fix it himself and it gets him through, the week. So things like that. Just giving lots, like he said earlier, giving lots of encouragement, but also just lots of routine and reinforcement.
That's absolutely correct, and especially during the adolescent stages they're in. I mean, they really, uh, you know, yearn for attention. They really yearn for attention during this time. Um, Children are going to want attention, but I think this is an important piece. So thank you for sharing, Laura. I appreciate. Do we have any other questions at this time?
There's a question about, I think it's about the calendar. It's in Spanish.
Okay.
The calendar. Oh, I think they're saying thank you for the calendar event, the parent information, but I'm not sure.
Wonderful. Let me.
Somebody want to read that?
I need to. Let me see if you'll just bear with me for a second. I can't pull up my little chat feature.
Yeah, it's not a question. It's more of a statement. Just say
Okay.
thank
Wonderful.
you for the information for parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me. If you'll just excuse me for a second, I've gotta get comfortable. Where is it? Yes, it is. It's a thank you, and we want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. Les queremos agradecer otra vez por tomar el tiempo de estar con nosotros. So, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you on the 1st, September 1st. Have a wonderful day, evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.